What, Judy, what would you say would be like the hardest part? So it sounds like, obviously a lot of change. When you mentioned cultural change, because there's a lot of people who are starting their own businesses or just even looking to revamp themselves of I'm a W-2 employee and now, I'm going to be a real estate investor. That cultural change, that branding change, what would be like the hardest obstacle that you overcame when you were transforming the culture within the city there, or within the department, I should say?
I think maybe people's initial hesitancy when you go to them, when you say, let's talk together, let's work together. People are kind of like, is she real? Is she not real? What's her angle? And I think it's bringing people to a place where they're comfortable that there is no angle, that it's just a matter of having people work more closely together to get a better result, right? And I think that that's important. Just making people feel comfortable with you and your ideas. And sometimes you have to talk to people one-on-one. Sometimes you can talk to people in a group. If you see that there's somebody that's hesitant, talk to them. And just understand that sometimes there are people that are just going to be who they are, and they might not jump in or along, but you kind of work around it. You kind of work with what you have. And then sometimes people join in later, and sometimes they don't, but you just have to keep moving forward.
Yeah. People are afraid of change, and people are skeptical up front. And it sounds like a great leadership quality that you have of getting people to come around on both those fronts right away. You had to, sounds like. So.
Right. And I also think you have to lead by example, right? So if they see you losing your temper or yelling at somebody, they're going to say, well, see, she doesn't do it, so I can lose my temper and yell at somebody or not help them. But if they see that you do it, and and that it's not automatically that easy all the time. You have to control yourself sometimes. There's a thing that people should think about, controlling yourself. You control yourself and you work it through, and you lead by example, and you show them that you're willing to do it. You're willing to be patient and helpful and get through the difficult bumps. And then they say, well, okay, practice what you preach.